Okay, guys, hope we're all having a good evening wherever we are tuning in from, or if you're watching the recording. Thanks for taking the time. So tonight we're just going to run through a little brief info session about the Isagenix nutritional cleansing system. So we'll give a bit of an overview of the products, and then we'll hear from a few people who have been using the system and who have been getting really good results. And it's going to be cool because there are lots of different people with different lifestyles, so you'll get a really good feel for what this system can do for different people. But before I get into talking about the products, I'll just share a little bit about my experience with it all. So my name's Tully, for those of you that don't know me. Hey. And I came across ISA about just over 5 years ago, nearly 5.5 years ago. So before Isagenix came into my life, I was working as a physio in private practice. So pretty healthy, looked after myself, exercised regularly, ate clean, but was still relying on coffee to get through the day. Wasn't really sleeping that well, bit of brain fog, and just like feeling pretty good, but not feeling like that spark. But nobody else around me really was. So I wasn't actively looking for a solution because I just thought, when you worked full time and you did a lot of stuff, that's how you felt. You felt a bit tired. So I wasn't looking for a solution for myself, but a friend of mine, Rory, who's also a physio, I saw his experience with the program and he was struggling with his health. And I saw what it did for him just in his first 30 days of using it. And that really piqued my interest. And so I had to look at it because I was always also looking for things that could help clients too. I was always looking at taking a really holistic view of managing the people that I was looking after. So, because I knew as a physio, if I'm treating somebody with knee pain, but they're 15 kilos overweight, I can do all the physio treatment in the world, but if they're still carrying an extra 15 kilos, knees are going to be under a lot of stress. So I was looking for a tool to help people with their overall well-being. And I wasn't going to recommend anything that I hadn't tried. So I got started with the system, and to be honest, I wasn't expecting that much because I thought I was already really healthy. So 2 weeks into using the system, I woke up after my second cleanse day and I just felt fresh. I just had no brain fog. I'd slept through the night. I didn't realize I wasn't sleeping well until I started sleeping well. I don't know if you guys can relate to that, who have used the system. Like I was just like, whoa, that's what a restful night's sleep feels like. I started to recover from the gym better. I actually put on about 1.5 kilos to 2 kilos of muscle in that 30 days as well, because I was still going to the gym and I was still eating lots of food. So it's definitely not a weight loss thing. But what happened for me was like, it just clicked when I felt that good. I was like, wow, if I can do that for somebody who's already pretty healthy, imagine what it can do for all these people that I see that are carrying extra weight or that are struggling with energy levels. And so I just naturally started to share it with people. People were asking me what I was doing because they could feel the difference. Especially clients of mine, they were like, whoa, something's changed. So I started to share it with people. And because Isagenix is based on a referral system, like you can't go and buy it in a shop, as I was sharing it with people and setting people up with this program, I noticed I started to receive an income. And at that point, I hadn't looked into the business side or the income side at all. I didn't really understand it. But it was, I think it was about 2.5 months after starting, I had 1 week where the income I earned from Isagenix matched the income I earned from physio. And because I was pretty busy, but that really, I was like, whoa, shit, like I'm going to go and have a look at what's available here. And that's when I explored the business model, the compensation plan, and network marketing. And I guess Isagenix as a whole. And we'll hear more about that tonight because it's an incredible set of products that work. And it's also an incredible community and business model that it's attached to. And both can be very beneficial for people. So that was 5.5 years ago, and I've just consistently shared the products and the company with people since then. I do a lot of other things in my time as well, but why I still run these sessions 5.5 years later is, well, to be honest, the stories you're going to hear tonight, that's exactly why I do it. Because if you can't buy this on a shelf and there's no marketing or advertising, the only way people can hear about this stuff is if we share it. So that's why I'm running this call tonight, just so you can learn a little bit more about it and how it might be able to fit into your lifestyle to help get you to where you want to go. So with that being said, let's get into it. So just have a look at all of these things and just ask yourself, like, does any of this sound familiar? And while we're going through tonight, I want you to think about yourself, but I also want you to think about those closest to you, maybe your close friends, maybe family member. Do they struggle with any of these things? Because a lot of people do. A lot of people have sticky kilos that they can't lose. A lot of people have poor digestion. A lot of people have low energy levels. A lot of people have low libido or have cravings, and just because this stuff is common doesn't mean it's normal. This is just a reflection of a body being out of balance. And that's where isogenics comes in. Isogenics is designed to bring the body back into balance. And there's three main issues that contribute to everything we saw on this page. And these are, the first is toxins or xenoestrogens. And they're basically environmental estrogens that come into our body through either the food we eat, herbicides, pesticides, the air we're breathing, the water, just the world we're living in. It's pretty hard to escape it unless you're living on the top of a mountain somewhere. And this affects how our hormonal balance and how our body actually balance. Because without getting too technical, I'll keep it very surface level tonight, but our body registers these as estrogens. And so they bind to estrogen receptor sites. So our body registers that we've got more estrogen in our body than it actually does. And that starts a cascade of things that keeps our body out of whack. So that's the first thing that we need to address. The second is soil depletion, because who's heard like clean eating and exercise? That's what I thought health was. And that's what doctors have been recommending for 30 years while the obesity rates have continued to climb. And part of the reason why clean eating and exercise, like, yes, you've still got to do that, and eating organic is extremely important. But the fact is, and this has been very well documented now, that soil depletion means we're just not getting the same amount of nutrients from our food as we used to and as we need to function optimally. Yes, we can survive, but can we function optimally and feel really good in our bodies without extra help? It's very hard to do. And that's why so many people who start this system, a lot of the people I work with are already eating really clean and already eating organic. And so this is just an extra boost on top of that because of that soil depletion. And then the last thing is stress and cortisol. So basically bad things happen when there's too much cortisol around. So it affects mood, it affects energy levels, it affects our hormonal balance, it affects a lot of things. So isogenics is a system that addresses those three things. So it helps the body cleanse out impurities. It helps with nutrition saturation and fill in the gaps that we've got because of soil depletion and our lifestyles that we're living. And it helps the body deal with stress. And when you do those three things at the same time, good things start to happen and the body starts to come back into balance. And, you know, if you've got weight to lose, you're probably going to lose that weight. Is this a weight loss thing? No, it's not. But it's a balance thing. And if coming back into balance means losing some kilos, then your body will do that. So one thing I'll touch on before I get into the specifics of the products is John Anderson. So he's the guy who designed the system. And Isogenics was founded in 2002. So it's been around, it's not on trial. It's been around for 16 years. And John Anderson, though, why I like sharing this is he's pretty much the guru when it comes to natural supplementation. So he's formulated over 2,000 products for 600 different companies. And he's got a family history in organic farming. So he's seen what's happened to the topsoil, and that's why he actually got into supplementation in the first place, because he recognized that we're going to actually need this moving forward. He's also spent a lot of time living in China and India and exploring Eastern medicine. And so he's actually incorporated a lot of that into the system in a really accessible way, which is super cool. So the first thing, support our body's natural detoxification process. So the first product is Cleanse for Life. And so how we use this is we combine intermittent fasting with the Cleanse for Life. And so this basically nourishes the body while it's going through the detoxification process. So there's no diuretics in it. There's no nasties. You don't have to sit on the toilet all day. It's a very gentle cellular cleanse that assists the body's detoxification pathways. So you combine this with intermittent fasting for what's called a cleanse day. And you've probably heard of intermittent fasting. It's getting a lot more popular now. Isogenics has been incorporating intermittent fasting into its system since 2002. So yeah, they've just been ahead of the curve on a lot of things like that. So that's the first aspect of it. The second part is nutrition saturation. So once we get cleanse and detoxify, then we've got to put the good stuff in. So that's where the shakes come in. And so I just had a smoothie bowl just then. Had half a banana in it, some coconut on top. It was mint. I use the dairy-free ones. But this is a convenient way to get maximum nutrition in. So this isn't like just another shake thing. And you won't, Isogenics isn't the lowest calorie shake on the market, and it's not designed to be. It's designed to be a complete meal. So it's got low GI carbohydrates, really, really good quality protein, good fats, fiber, vitamins and trace minerals. It's got live enzymes. It's got pre and probiotics. So it's like the perfect meal, and it tastes really good. So you'll incorporate 1 to 2 of these each day. And you pretty much, depending on what your goals are, you'll still eat more food around it. Like a big objection with people when they're looking at this is, I like food too much. It's like, I eat just as much, if not more food than I used to, using the isogenic system. So you still eat plenty of food. We just incorporate these as a consistent, easy way to top up and have really good nutrition every day. And then the other way that we get that nutrition saturation in is through the extra supplemental support. So I have these at least once a day if I'm doing a proper 30-day reset, depending on whether I'm in maintenance or not. But I'll have these once to twice a day. And this is just extra supplemental support. So it's got your vitamin D3, CoQ10, resveratrol, a really good quality multivitamin, really good quality omega. So it's basically just filling in all the building blocks that we need to function optimally in a really simple way. Because most people I find are trying to supplement, and they're getting this from the naturopath, and they're buying this from the health store, and this and protein from here. And it's kind of this random stuff from all over the place. Whereas this is all a synergistic system designed to work together. So that's the nutrition saturation. And then the third pillar, so cleanse the body, get the bad stuff out, nutrition saturation, good stuff in, help the body deal with stress. Because stress affects our gut, and if our gut isn't absorbing our nutrition properly, it doesn't matter what we put into it, it matters what we absorb. So this is game-changing stuff. And if you haven't heard much about them yet, just keep an ear out. You'll see this flooding your Instagram feeds in the next year or two, I'd say, is adaptogens. So Isogenics has been using adaptogens in its system since 2002. And basically what these do is they're little metabolic regulators that help your body deal with stress. So this will help you feel more balanced. It'll help with energy levels. It'll help with more restful sleep. And you can either have it in the morning or you can have it in the evening. Because initially I thought that my program said to have it in the morning. So I thought I was just replacing my coffee with another stimulant, but this isn't actually a stimulant, even though it will help with your energy levels, because you can have it just before bed. And I'll get the guys to share if they do when they share their stories. If you have it before bed, you can have a much more restful sleep. So this product is just phenomenal to help you feel more balanced, more energized, more at peace, and help you handle life's stresses a bit better. So Ionic Supreme is the main product that has the adaptogens in it. And then there's also the E Plus shot that also uses plant-based caffeine from green tea and yerba mate. These are really good for an energy boost without the jitters. And I've also got those adaptogens in it. And then Isogenesis is also another product, a really powerful antioxidant that has the adaptogens in it too. So that's a little overview of the system, the 3 pillars. So I hope that made sense. But what's really important is like the results. You can research this till the cows come home. And Rory, when he started looking at it before he shared it with me, he looked at it for about 5 months. But really, it wasn't until he put it in his body. For me, it wasn't until I put it in my body that I actually felt what it could do for me. So what we're going to do now is hear from a couple of people that have had some really great results on the system. And Linda is going to go first. I'm going to unmute you, Linda.
Hi. Thanks, Carl.
Hey, do you want to share your experience with it all?
Have a look at that hot bod, eh?
I know. These photos still blow me away every time I see it. It's fucking crazy.
So thank you so much for having me on tonight. I really, really appreciate it. I have been on the program, the products now for, actually, it was exactly 12 months last Friday that I started. I was highly skeptical. I didn't do shakes. I didn't do supplements. You know, I only did real food and whole foods. Anyway, I reached out to my mate. I was basically just a really tired, stressed, anxious, cranky ass mum and wife who I was just completely and utterly burnt out. And I was working out at the gym, but just not getting any results. Yeah, so anyway, I reached out and bit the bullet and, yeah, got onto the products. I followed the system exactly as per what you're supposed to do in my first 30 days, and I had amazing results. As you can see there, the results, that's my 16-week results. So I lost I think it was about 9.5 kilos in my first 4 months. But my first 30 days, I lost the majority of my weight, which is 7.5 kilos. But disclaimer, because everybody loses weight at different rates. Everybody's different. So, and still to this day, I haven't heard of anybody having huge weight loss results like I had in that first 30 days.
That's out of control.
It is. Yeah, it is. And, you know, I'm so proud of myself.
Yeah.
Anyway, so, you know, no, I just firmly believe that everybody deserves these products in their bodies, and they are the most convenient, they're so convenient, and that they're price effective. Yeah, it's just the best thing that I've ever done. And the biggest thing that I love so much is that the kids can have it as well. They can have the shakes. So, you know, there's no better breakfast than to give the kids, even just one scoop of a shake is so much better than a bowl of shitty Nutri-Grain or rice bubbles or anything like that. So that's a big thing. So it is absolutely for everybody. It's flexible. It works in with your life, with a really busy life. It's just the best.
And what did you notice in terms of your energy levels and your moods and that sort of thing?
Yeah, so I pretty much had results. I didn't get the energy as quickly as I had hoped, but that turned out to be I had incredibly low iron levels. So I had to also supplement that as well. So with regards to just my overall well-being, Charles, I had huge improvements within a week. Huge. Yeah, just sleeping so much better. I didn't feel like I was so uptight constantly. I was just feeling so much better in myself. So with that, I just made better results, made better decisions on everything in life. I had more patience with the kids. I was just able to manage things so much better. That's all.
Yeah, I love it. Awesome. Thanks so much for sharing.
Thanks, Charles. Thanks, guys.
Nice. All right, and then we'll go to the next slide and I'll find Hunty. There he is. Hey, mate.
Hello, hello.
How are you?
Good. Very good. Okay. So what do you want me to share on Tiles? I didn't...
just share like your, I guess, performance results, your energy results, because you were obviously pretty healthy and fit before you started using it. So yeah, just share kind of why you decided to get started and what you've gained from it.
Yeah, cool. So I'm super fortunate where I was brought up with my dad as a naturopath. Mum had health shops, so I had really good support around me. Ate super clean. Was just brought up like that. You know, it was just, we don't eat. You know, my dad brought me up, no sugar. You know, just eating healthy, and so I sort of had those good habits. So I ate really whole foods. You know, it was really clean diet, a lot of juicing. Took supplements from Mum's shop. I exercised a lot as an amateur professional surfer and in the gym. So I was doing a lot of the things right. Now, I didn't really have anything majorly wrong with me, but I did suffer with I knew my energy was lower than it should have been. It was sort of frustrated me. So after training, after surfing, I was always tired. I was always getting that 3 p.m. slumps. And that would affect my moods, and then then that just affects the energy in your life, I suppose. And the other thing was I was getting run down and sick a lot, and I knew that was an immune system thing, so I knew my body wasn't getting something I wanted. And the other thing was, for me, I've got different genetics, you might say. I've always struggled to keep on weight. So Rory introduced me to the program, who introduced you, as a physio, and it took me quite a few months to actually sit down and have a proper look at it and then jump on board. And I did. I jumped on board, gave it a half-decent crack, and I just felt such a shift in my body. It was the first time I've done a program where I just felt a change. I felt really good. My energy levels were great. My mood was sweet, sleeping awesome. I just far out. I never get sort of that rundown feeling anymore. And it's just convenient. Oh my God, like to come inside and be able to whip up a smoothie. Like, I don't know how I'd live my life without it now. It just saves me so much time, because I'll eat 3 to 4 meals a day and then have 2 smoothies. So it saves that money and that effort on making food. So, for me now, I'm in my early 30s, and I've been running this program for a couple of years now. And I feel as fit as ever. I'm not walking around, complaining about age or anything like that. I feel as fit as ever. So I put a lot of it down to nutrition and just the lifestyle we've created out of using this system. So
epic, dude. Thanks so much for sharing. All right. And then last but not least, we're going to hear from Simone. So I'll unmute you, Simone. All right. Do you want to fire away and share your story, Simone?
Yeah, sure. So I was basically, I just had a really long pregnancy. I was really sick. I spent a lot of time breastfeeding after the pregnancy. I was just feeling super depleted, just fatigued all the time. I had a few autoimmune things pop up as well. So it was like a vicious cycle. I was trying to, I wasn't sleeping well enough to be able to function well enough, and it just wasn't able to go to the gym. Couldn't train like I wanted to train. I just felt like I couldn't get a grip on it, and I had quite a lot going on personally as well in my relationship at the time. So I thought, right, what can I actually do that I can control? What can I change? How do I make a change? Because I was just in a place of I was in a tailspin basically. And I messaged Reese and I told him what was going on. Reese is actually my cousin, so we're very close anyway. And I said, look, this is where I'm at. I need to do something. What's this program that you've been rapping on about for 4 years? He just, every time he saw me, like, I think I avoided him for a while, because I was just like, he goes, you don't even answer any of my calls anymore. I said, because you're just rapping on about this bloody nutrition program. And he's like, yeah, but it's the best thing ever. And of course, me being me, I wanted to know all the ins and outs of everything. I need to know all the products, and I need to know the ingredients, and what's derived from what. And he was just being pretty vague. So I was like, I don't know about it. But I just got to a point where I thought, right, I need to really do something here, because I'm unhappy. And so I started on the program. That was 5 months ago. And ever since, it was just like a stepping stone for me. I ended up making a change in my life personally. And then, having the 3 kids by myself, I didn't want to be, doing heaps of meal prep, and I wanted to make sure I had enough, that it was nutritional value, basically. For me, I needed something quick and easy, something I could whiz up when I'm going to pick the kids up from school, or something I could whiz up in the morning if, I'm running late, so I'm organising everybody else. And it just worked out perfectly. Super convenient. I started sleeping really well. I was starting to feel a lot better. You can see from my photos there, I obviously didn't need to lose weight, but for me, it was gaining back the lean muscle I'd lost while I was pregnant and breastfeeding. That really took a toll on my body. I just
amazing.
Loved the products, sleeping. I just feel so much better now. I've brought, as you can see from pictures, I've built back my lean muscle. Super convenient for me. I've been sharing it with my friends, so now my products are paid for. I don't even have, that just saves me money on groceries.
So good.
Which is a huge thing for me, obviously financially, with a single income. It's just, yeah, I'm in a really good place, and it's all because of Isogenics and the products and having everyone share, and then of course having the support from everyone else in the community to be able to then share the products with other people. So it's just super cool all around. Like, it's doing great things for me. I'm helping other people, and it's just really cool.
I love it. I love it so much. Thanks for sharing, Simone.
Yeah, no worries.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. And it's so cool to, like, you get a feel of the flow-on effect that can happen. Like, obviously, Reese has had his results and he shared it with Simone, and Simone's had her results, and now she's helping her friends. And it really is that peer-to-peer, like, that's where the impact comes from. And that's why, like, I love this so much, is because the only way people are going to find out about the system and what it can do for people is through us. So obviously Isogenics has got the stories, and if I had $1 for every one of story that I'd heard that's similar to those, I'd be a very wealthy man. So like there's that many transformations within this community that it's undeniable. But for those people that do need to see the science, Isogenics has got that too. So they've done 8 peer-reviewed studies, and that's all available at isogenicshealth.net. So if that's something that you want to look at, definitely go and check that out. This is one of the studies, and I'll just touch on it briefly. But basically they compared clean eating and exercise with a day of fasting to the Isogenics program, which involved food, the pillars that we spoke about, and the cleanse day. And so there was fasting in both of them. There was 56% more weight loss with Isogenics, but the biggest one is there was twice as much visceral fat lost, which is that nasty fat around our organs with Isogenics. So definitely worth going and looking at those if you're that way inclined. And the other thing that was kind of touched on, and Simone touched on it beautifully, that she started to share with a few friends, and now she gets her products paid for, so which basically saves her on a grocery bill every month. And that's exactly why Isogenics chose network marketing as the business model to distribute these products, because their vision is to impact world health and to free people from physical and financial pain, and then in the process create the largest health and wellness company in the world. And they're really doing that. Like when I saw that vision like 5 and a bit years ago as a health professional, I was like, yeah, cool story, Isogenics, like good luck. And then what I've seen over the last 5.5 years, I'm like, whoa, shit, these guys are actually going to do that. Because they have quality products, because they have integrity that the company is built on, and because they have a compensation plan that also works. So, and this is really important to talk about, because as a health professional, this was never spoken about. But the biggest thing that impacts our health is stress. And 81%, this is a recent study done, 81% of Australians reckon that either financial or workplace issues, and workplace, we go to work to make money, are their primary cause of stress. So if we can't help people address their stress and take off their primary source of stress and create a lifestyle that's conducive to well-being, then it's not true holistic wellness. And so the fact that there's a simple system that allows people to do that is just phenomenal. So how to get started. So if you're watching this and you're like, cool, I want to give this a crack, there are a few different starter packs. Most people that I get started are usually on the Healthy Living Pack. And that works out to be about $20 a day, and that's replacing a couple of meals, plus all your supplements, plus your cleansing herbs and all of that. But there is a pack to suit any goal and any budget. So no matter what you're looking at, there will be a pack to suit you. So just chat to the person who's got you on this call, and you'll be able to find a pack that suits. And then this is just the basics of the rebate system. But in short, if you share it with a couple of friends, depending on what pack they get started with, you can earn up to $370 back straight away. And then if you help them do the same, then there's even more rebates available as well. So again, speak to the person who's got you on this call, and they can just send you a video that explains that simply. But it's a really cool part of the system, because you might be looking at this and be like, okay, I want to do this, but I'm going to do it with my husband. So it's like straight away, just for investing in the program, you're actually starting to earn some money back if you're doing it and you're paying it forward. So, and at the end of the day, you get your health, your energy, and your body back, or you get your money back. So there's 100% money back guarantee, no questions asked. So you can try the system, use all the products for 30 days. And if you're not happy, you send the empty containers back and you can get your money back. So there really is no risk in giving it a crack. So thanks for taking the time, guys. And yeah, reach out if you're watching the recording, reach out to the person who sent it to you. If you're on live, just send the person a message now and they'll be able to answer all your questions. So I'm going to stop the recording.